East versus West. We're referring to Chula Vista. We have our breakdancing realtor here to break down the difference. Please welcome Anthony Manzon.
All right, here he is, the breakdancing realtor, Anthony Manzon in the house. What's up, buddy?
Thank you so much for having me again.
Great to have you here to dispel sort of I don't know, is it a myth? I'm not sure, but you know, we recently, for Win This Listing, you were on set, you were cast on the show. We did a show on the west side of Chula Vista, and I'd never been there. But you know, all the talk of Chula Vista is East Lake, East Lake, East Lake. True. East is where it's at. East is where it's at. Bonita, you know, going a little further. But the west side, why has it been condemned for all these years? Why does it? Because most places in San Diego, you want to be west. Up where I live, you know, you want the more west, the more expensive. True. So how is it flip-flopped in Chula Vista? What's going on?
So Chula Vista, it's definitely not a myth. So even when we're doing open houses, people are saying, oh, where are you looking to buy a house? I'm looking to buy a home in Chula Vista. Well, what side, east or west? They're like, oh, east. I'm not going to west. Even, to be honest, even like Chula Vistians, if that's what we're going to call them, are scared of the west. And to be honest, they shouldn't be. I personally live on the west because I love it there. So just so you know the distinction between the east and west, east is like newer houses built anywhere from 2000 to 2015. So new houses, new schools, but you have to pay the high HOA and high Melrose fees. For some people who have like families and really want their kids to be in the best schools, they choose to go on the east side because of those reasons. They pay more in monthly payment for the houses because HOA and Melrose. But the west side, the homes are typically a little bit older, but the benefit of that is you have bigger yards because when they built those houses, they had big yards. So my house, I have a 1/4 acre lot. That in East Chula Vista is unheard of. You cannot have a 1/4 acre lot. There's no HOA, no Melrose typically. Schools aren't as good, but you get way more house for your money on the west side than you do the east side.
Seems to me like that's the no-brainer place as far as a great place to buy a home that has legs, you know, that can increase in value over time, where you're going to see things continue to get better and improve. Because going west at the coast, which is where we are here in San Diego, is the obvious place to go. When we arrived at that home, which is the reality show Win This Listing, we do not see the home prior to the day of the shoot. We show up the day of the shoot, we walk in the home for the first time. That was my first trip to the west side of Chula Vista. I said, all right, this is going to be interesting, right? Go down there, beautiful house, huge pool, big yard, gorgeous. And we're talking about listing this thing.
Wait, don't tell the price yet.
I'm not.
What do you think the price is worth? Without
under five. Let's say under 600,000. So let's say it's mid fives. Okay, somewhere in there. That blew me away. Yeah. In this hot market, all that house for that much. Hold the phone. People need to know about this.
How much do you think that house is worth if it was up here, like Carlsbad or North Park or something? How much do you think that house would be worth?
758.
Yeah, easily. But in West Chula Vista, we could tell them what it's priced at. It's going to be priced anywhere between 530 and 545.
Okay, so let's say under 550.
Oh yeah, so it's cool. Single-story house. Single-story houses are unheard of nowadays. You know, especially in Chula Vista, people want the single-story because they're retiring. They don't want to go up and down those stairs anymore. So single-story. It has a pool, 4-bedroom, 3-bath. It's like 2,100 square feet. No HOA, no Melrose on a cul-de-sac. And I think the lot was like 11,000 square feet. So it's a big house.
That's a big lot, big house. And for that price, and it's west, like that's just such a, I mean, especially for people who are new to San Diego, who haven't heard the urban myths and who haven't, you know, who aren't bought into, oh no, we have to go to the east. I mean, since when was the east more desirable? Only in Chula Vista is that the case. And I think at some point, Anthony, that will level itself out.
For sure it is.
I think people will realize that, wait a minute, there's no Melrose, no HOAs over there. It's cheaper and it's closer to the coast. Sign me up. Yeah. And I think you're going to see a lot of resources pour in that direction. Yeah.
And also, too, there's a lot of like approved developments already happening in West Chula Vista. They're really developing that whole land. And I think you know about it. On 8th Street, they're going to put direct access to the bayfront right there. Yep. It's like, think about it's like Coronado before it was Coronado. Like they're going to create a whole, not a beachfront, I mean like a bayfront, I mean. They're going to create a whole bayfront so you have access to it. Because one reason why, too, on the west side, you know, houses aren't as desirable, I guess, as the west is because there's no access to the water over there. And if you do, you see like a bunch of power lines, power plants, and all that stuff. It doesn't look good, but they're like totally revamping that whole area. Yeah, it's gonna be totally different in like the next 5 to 10 years.
And when you have inside information like that, folks, that is how you can make a ton of money in real estate right there. Yeah. And most of the time, that information is planned out by the city, a decade ahead of time. You know, they have probably approved those plans in 2005 or 6, you know, and now they're on the roadmap for a few years from now. I mean, it takes a long time for that stuff to take place. So if you can go and you can look at something that logically makes sense, like, hey, West is cheaper than East. Then go and look at the plans and go, yeah, they are going to do some stuff here. That's a great place to buy real estate right now, I think.
Yeah, it is. It's a great plot.
In a hot market where it's hard to find good deals, that is a no-brainer place for me.
Yeah, and also too on East Side, they've already approved Chula Vista University, which is going to be crazy. It's not going to be like a community college. It's actually going to be a full accredited university. So that's going to be on the East Side. So it's going to be completely different in 20 years. It's going to be really crazy.
Yeah, and by then, what will also be interesting to see what happens with the leveling out is, as you mentioned, a lot of the places in the East, the homes in the East have Mello-Roos.
Yeah.
Some of those places are even out. They're getting where they're 5, 6, 7 years away from being done with the Mello-Roos.
True, yeah.
So that'll also be really interesting to see what happens with prices on the East, especially if they start being comparable to the West when Mello-Roos starts going away.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother layer of what could happen in Chula Vista.
Yeah, a good example is Rolling Hills and East Lake. That's like one of the only parts of East Lake where there's no Mello-Roos over there. And Rolling Hills is one of the most expensive parts of East Lake. Even though it's in East Lake, the houses are the same. They're just more expensive because there's no Mello-Roos. That's like a forecast for everything else once the Mello-Roos goes away.
Yeah, which is nice because even though you have to pay the Mello-Roos, you do get, if you can stick with it, you will get a pop in the appreciation as a result. You almost get your Mello-Roos back.
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, depending on how you look at it,
yeah,
you almost get your Mello-Roos back. So, Chula Vista University. Do we know what the date is for that?
To be honest, I don't know.
But I've seen it in the articles.
Yeah,
it's a couple of years out. It's been approved, so we know that that's going to happen. We just don't know exactly when yet.
Yeah,
so it's tough to invest based on that. But for me, the West Side is always going to be better at the coast. Right now, it isn't in one particular area. Happens to be Chula Vista, and I think that's where there's a huge opportunity. And by the way, if you can get a house with a pool, nice house, redone, well kept, big yard, for under $550,000 in this market,
yeah, that's
that
crazy.
Alone.
Crazy.
Should motivate you to get in there.
Yeah, and every property, honestly, in Chula Vista, they're selling very quickly right now. Otay Ranch, we just sold one of our grand openings last weekend. We were listed at $450. We negotiated the price at $487,500, $37,000 above asking.
Holy smokes!
So like Chula Vista has always been hot. It's just only going to get hotter.
So, and by the way, where was that property?
That was an Otay Ranch, so that's on the east side of Chula.
$450,000.
Yeah, $450. It was like a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,500 square feet.
See, I don't think people realize that exists.
Yeah, and that was a nice house, completely upgraded and everything.
People don't realize that exists. They really don't, because I keep hearing people say, yeah, there's no affordability, there's none of this, none of that. But if you look at the median price in the county, which has crept above $500,000, and then you look at what you can get down at Chula Vista, you still have amazing deals. And that's on the east side where the schools are going to be better.
Yeah.
So if you have kids that are of age, school age, that would maybe be a better option.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for a long-term investment, I'm now looking West Side, Chula Vista, look for deals there. I think that might be the one place in all of San Diego County where people just don't get it yet.
Yeah, it's like that untapped resource.
Well, it's because, like you said, the Chula Vistians are like, no, east side for me.
It's like a status thing, to be honest. Like when they go over there, like I'll be honest, when I was buying a house, I was like, oh no, we're gonna stay on the east side no matter what. And then when my wife found that house on the west side, I was like, there's no matter what, we're gonna get this house. Like, I've never seen a quarter acre this big. It's a split level home. We have a nice view, no HOA, no Mello-Roos. I'm like, dang, we're getting this, and now I'm a West Chula Vistian.
Yes,
yeah,
and that is going to pay off for you.
Yeah, for sure.
I guarantee you that is going to pay off for you. Speaking of hot listings, what you got?
Yeah, let's talk about my listing on Delaney. So it's 2221 Delaney. It's in San Ysidro, close to the border. So for families that are commute from Mexico to Chula Vista, this is a great property. It's on a cul-de-sac, super quiet neighborhood. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,100 square feet, completely remodeled. There's decks around the whole house. So from the master bedroom, you got a view of Mexico, you got a view of the water. Priced at $490,000.
Jiminy Christmas.
Yeah, it's a cool one. Completely upgraded, brand new everything.
What? That is an unbelievable deal in a crazy hot market. That is definitely going to get swooped up. When is that hitting the market?
So that one is on the market right now. So we're doing
market?
another grand opening this weekend.
all right, so we need to get the word out.
Yeah, yeah. We already got offers in. We just want to market as much as possible.
Yeah, that you're going to get offers. That's going to sell quick, especially completely redone with those views.
Yeah.
Under 500, it's a great listing.
Yeah, completely upgraded. I mean, the backyard is so cool. It even has a deck in the backyard where you have a nice view also. So it's like a deck on the master bedroom and a deck in the backyard, so they use up the hill. Man, it's cool. You'll see in the pictures.
Great stuff. Anthony Manzon, thank you so much for your time today. Really appreciate it, brother.
Thank you, Derek, for having me.
Good luck with the top 30, under 30.
Yeah, oh, and I want to thank everybody for all the love and support, the voting the past couple of days. I am astounded with all the love and support you guys have shown me. So let's see how it goes.
Tremendous stuff, my friend. Lesson learned. Remember when they used to say the same thing about downtown San Diego? Ooh, East Village. No, don't go to East Village. Look at it now. That's West Chula Vista. Take advantage in a hot market. That's one great piece of advice, and stick around for more Smarter San Diego TV, where we guarantee to make you smarter than everyone else. Commercial free.